What's up everyone, how we all doing? Back again. Feels like a while since I've sat and done one of these. Bit of a long 2 weeks with the international break, but we're back again with another match preview for the Preston game back at the stadium on Saturday. If I'm honest, I think the international break probably came at the wrong time for us. I think we had a bit of momentum, off the back of the Watford game. Getting the draw like we did was a cracking result, and the games before that, the Reading game, etc. But never mind, it is what it is. So we're back at it again this weekend. From the lads that have been away on international duty, obviously Jefferson Bennett is due to come back today, so he'll be training tomorrow. But I don't think he'll be playing. I think he'll be on the bench. I think. Abdullah apparently had a bit of a dead leg when he's been away, so he'll be assessed when he comes back in. See how he is, but again I think he'll be on the bench. Dennis Certain is back in training, so he's back on the pitch this last 2 days, so he'll be assessed and comes into contention for the game, but again I think he'll be on the bench. The way Adji Alicia played the last 2 games, I think he'll be on the bench. And Ellis Sims, not good news for Ellis Sims. He's still not fit. Still having issues with his big toe. Apparently, from what Tony Mowbray was saying, he's going to be assessed by the Everton doctors and the Everton teams. So he's going to be under some more scans. Still haven't bothered pushing off and running on it. So that's a bit of a big blow. We're hoping to have him back, at least on the bench for Saturday, but not to be against what's going to be a tough game. Preston done well this season, which I've got some stats a little bit later, but just overall in history, since 1988 we've played them 9 times in the league. We've won 2, drew 3 and lost 4. At home we've played them 5 times. We've only managed to beat them once. We've drew twice and lost twice. Last time we played them was back in 2018 in the Championship, where we got beat 2-0. If you can remember that game, a certain Darren Bond, otherwise known as Mr. Headband, was in charge of that game. He also sent off Jake Clark-Salter, if you remember. So, I didn't do very well when he's in charge, do we? He's not the best referee to have. Please, he's not there tomorrow. So the last time we actually beat them was back in 2004, when we were beaten 3-1. I think Stephen Elliott scored twice in a blast from the past. Darren Carter, if you can remember him, he got the 3rd, so I was beaten 3-1. But this season, Preston, the stats are unbelievable. I've just been doing a bit of research there. So overall this season they've played 10 games. They've won 2, they've drew 6 and they've lost 2. But in them 10 games, they've scored 3 and conceded 4, which is unreal. Away from home, they've played 4, they've won 2 and lost 2, but they've scored 2 goals and not conceded away from home yet, which is staggering, isn't it? It's unreal. So can we be the first team in the league to score against them when they've been away from home this season so far? They've had 2 1-0 wins. I think they had about 4 or 5 0-0 draws off the bill at the start of the season, which it's unheard of. But just shows you they've got a cracking defensive record. But they struggle going forward, which is a surprise considering they've got some decent players there. They've got I think Chet Evans went there. I think. Obviously, Troy Parrott's gone there as well, that we were linked with. He's not done too. I don't think he scored for them in the league yet. So, sod's law, what will happen on Saturday. Troy Parrott gets his first goal in the league. I think he scored in the Papa John's for them the other week. But he's failed to score in the league for them. So, you can see what's going to happen there. But it's going to be a tough game. But, having said that, I think Rotherham came up here when they were unbeaten away from home. You know, we trounced them. You know, we tanked them 3-0. So if we can get on the front foot early, you know, and do what we have been doing to teams and press them high, stop them getting out, push them into mistakes, I think it's no reason why we can't get a result. You know, we've got 2 home games. I think we've got Preston and Blackpool coming up. So I don't see any reason why we can get maximum points from these 2 before we then head on to Swansea, I think, the away game after that. So nice to have 2 games at home after the break. Hopefully we can take advantage of them, get maximum points, and that'll set us in a cracking place in the league. This is the team, but I think we'll pick. I think we'll be unchanged. I think it'll be the same team that played against Watford, with possibly certain back on the bench to replace. You know, I don't know who was on the bench. Maybe Try Hume or somebody who was on the bench. He'd be into contention with Jefferson Bennett on there as well, and Abdullah Bar, if he's fit. Hopefully he is to take his place on the bench. The only change he might make, from what he hinted at after the Watford game, was Ahmad. Said it wouldn't be too long before we see him starting the game. So, you know, does he come in? But who do you drop? I mean, the only one that I would probably say he would drop for me would probably be Pritchard. I don't know. You know, what's your thoughts? I don't think he changed too much, but I think I'd like to see Ahmad given a start. But he certainly isn't going to drop Roberts, and he certainly isn't going to, you know, drop anybody else for that. I can't really see who else he would drop apart from Pritchard. Dan Neil's a different type of player, so we'll have to see what Tony Mowbray thinks on Saturday. But can be a tough game. I think if we can get on the front foot early, sneak a good few chances early on, nick an early goal, then I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I'm going to say that we're going to be the first team to score against them this season in the league away from home. But let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'm going to drop a link in there for Tony Mowbray's press comments if you haven't seen it, off the Sun website, and then say what your thoughts are. But if you are going to the game, then obviously, you know, enjoy it, stay safe, take it easy. Roll the lads on. It'll be a full house again, no doubt. But look out for a match review after the game. There'll also be a match preview for the Blackpool game during the week. But until then, take it easy, stay safe, and speak soon. Ta-da.